Hey, Terri Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, owner of PutYourselfFirst.com, and welcome to a decade for change here. And I don't know, this is the first time I've ever told anybody about this. I think maybe Hillary knows about it, but that's the only other person. Um, and probably I've never told anybody about it, or I've just always kept it to myself because maybe I felt like I was being judged or people would think I was weird or whatever. I don't even know why that even matters, but it's just something that I just haven't shared before. And so let me just tell you a little story, and then how it's kind of evolved over the years. Um, Going through that first year without Terry had its highs and lows. I mean, there were some events that were just stinging things, and most of the time it was the insignificant little things. You'd see a certain thing in the house, or some event would come up, and you'd be like, oh, and kind of stab you in the heart, sting a little bit. Might even take you out of your game for a while. Might bring smiles to your face, whatever it is. But one of the things, as that year went by, the anniversary of her death was coming up. And boy, this was, I have no idea what stirred in me to make this, I don't know what it was. You start playing things through your head, and as the date gets closer, and you start building things up in your mind, how you felt, what all the things happened in the days leading up to that. You're reflecting back 1 year. What were the circumstances? What were the cool things that happened? What were the crappy things that happened? When was your last fight or argument? What was special about certain things? And so as the day got closer and closer, I decided that I needed to go back to the spot where she was killed. I needed to go back there. I was going to see Terri. I was going to see her, and there was nothing in my mind that could convince me otherwise. I believed it so much that either she was going to be coming back, or there's going to be a flash of some sort of indication or some sort of sign that she was there. And so I know this is weird, but I chose to take the day off from work, probably on like a Wednesday, middle of the week, and I'm like, I'm going, and I don't remember if I took the dogs or not. I think I did. I think I took the dogs with me because I wanted the dogs to appreciate that moment. Mom's coming home for some reason. But in the back of my mind, I know this is like stupid. This is silly. Why? She's passed away. She's gone. She's not gonna come back, right? But my mind drew me to that spot. I had to do it. I had to do these things, and it had to be at the moment when we lost her. And so I made sure that I packed up the dogs. I packed up everything, and we got in the car and we drove out to a spot. And I'm like, okay, there's a little crossroad here, right where she left. And so I parked the car, and I got there early. I got there early, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. It was obvious. So after waiting and not seeing the black PT Cruiser drive by, and I just even wanted a sign, I'm just like, just give me a sign, just PT Cruiser or something. Nothing. And it was a cold day. It was kind of crappy, snowy little day. So I I had the day off, right? So I took the dogs to the dog park that Terry helped That's now the Terri Tinsley dog exercise area. But I decided, well, I'll take the dogs out. And I think it was cold that day, and so we didn't spend a whole ton of time out there, but they were excited, right? And so, maybe that's where we needed to be. Maybe that's where mom was, and they got to play, and we got to be in that special time, and it wasn't necessarily we lost her at the site of the crash. Maybe it was the dog park. That not maybe where we didn't lose her, but maybe where we got to be in her spirit there. And so, it was just one of those things. And I know it's weird, and I get emotional about it, but I think when there's loss, you do weird things. And so, anyway, I didn't mean to get teary-eyed there, but I do think that we do things, we make up things in our mind, we do some wishful things, even though we know reality. But it took me the time to go and to appreciate the dog park. The dogs absolutely love it, and seeing them come to life, and all the things that go with, I mean, if you want to live life with passion, or see what it's like to live life with passion, take a dog to a dog park. I mean, they're like, yay! So, but what I did every year from then, we got with my job, we got a couple days during the year we could take a personal day, and I did that. I did that every year until I resigned from teaching. That one of my personal days was the day, in honor, unless it was a weekend, of course, to honor Terri, and I would do something special with the dogs. And so maybe that's the lesson that was learned. I don't know, but there's my little weird story that I know I've only shared with one people, not shared with the world, right? But yeah, it's really interesting. And in the next video, I'm going to share with you about those anniversary dates. Oh boy. Anyway, thanks for listening.